AI could destroy our lives. So far on 5 Minutes 5 Ideas, I've only covered the uses of AI that will benefit society. But the dangers of AI cannot be overlooked. Today, we're gonna cover 5 uses of AI that make it dangerous. Welcome to 5 Minutes 5 Ideas. I'm your host Samanvay. The first use of AI that make it dangerous is social manipulation. In 2015, Cambridge Analytica was accused of stealing 87 million profiles from Facebook. Ted Cruz and Donald Trump hired Cambridge Analytica to help them with their political campaigns. Cambridge Analytica helped by creating psychometric profiles off the back of the harvested data from Facebook. They would then use the profiles to micro-target ads and to figure out exactly who represented a swing vote. And they then served those ads to those individuals to persuade them to vote for Ted Cruz or Donald Trump. So behind the scenes, an AI algorithm would be constantly optimizing the ads to figure out exactly which appealed to those voters. And this included changing the background music, color, or the imagery that was used in the ads. This was one of the first widespread use of data science to influence people to think different. And the only reason this scandal came to be was when one of the former employees of Cambridge Analytica acted as a whistleblower. Since then, there have been numerous news reports on Washington Post and New York Times on this scandal. And you can also watch The Great Hack on Netflix to get a gist of what exactly happened. Now, after this incident, Facebook went through a lot of scrutiny for allowing such a use of data. So in today's day and age, data science is not dissimilar to medicine, where a doctor is trusted upon to make the right use of its tool to benefit humanity rather than the opposite. And data scientists are faced with the same choices going into the future. The second danger of AI is discrimination due to unconscious bias. The data fed to AI algorithms all have one issue, and that is that they are all tainted with our own unconscious bias. That means that the AI algorithms discriminate just like us. An example of this is when Amazon used an AI algorithm to conduct CV screening for its tech professions. It was found that the algorithm was actively discriminating against women because it had been trained on data where the majority of the people hired were male. Now, the discrepancy was obviously due to more males present in the hiring pool, but the AI algorithm was grading the CVs of women lower. Now, as soon as this was found out, Amazon appropriately took the algorithm down. It definitely highlights a big blind spot that can endanger AI algorithms. There's still leaps and bounds to be made in AI before it is omnipresent. The third danger that AI poses are ethical issues. You might think that autonomous cars are just cool pieces of technology, but you'll be surprised exactly how complicated it is to have a fully functioning autonomous car system and the ethical dilemmas involved. Let's take a look at the trolley problem to see exactly how ethics are involved. Now, if you're an AI practitioner, you're probably already familiar with this. Imagine that there's a train going full steam ahead down the track where at the end there's 5 people. And now imagine you're at a lever which when you pull can deviate that train onto a second track where there's only one guy. The question is whether you should allow the train to kill 5 people or 1 person. Initially, you're probably thinking the right answer is let's just sacrifice the 1 person to save 5 people. But what if that 1 person happens to be a future Nobel Prize winner that's gonna end up saving millions of lives? But what if the 5 people are young and the other person is 90 years old? So as you can see, there's a lot of different factors involved to make a decision. The question really is, how do you decide in this case the worth of a person? Is it different achievements, contribution to society, age? It's a complicated question to answer. This is exactly the dilemma faced by autonomous cars if it's going down the road and accidentally there's people crossing the road which the car is unable to predict. Currently, data scientists and engineers are in charge with making AI algorithms. It's becoming clear that engineers should not be the one deciding the ethical rules surrounding these AI algorithms. So companies like DeepMind have already instituted an ethics and society team that deals with this issue separately. One of its goals is to also educate the public in using AI and making them comfortable with it. The fourth danger of AI are increasing data privacy issues. The more variety and quantity of data that you feed an AI algorithm, the better it's gonna get. Companies are feeding these algorithms data about your email, browser activity, Fitbit activity, bank transactions, travel activity, and shopping behaviors. They're trying to represent you and your behaviors as accurately as possible. And these companies argue that it's to make their algorithms better, to serve you better ads, or to provide you better service. But my question is, where is the line? And what is too invasive? It seems that today in our tech world, data seems to be free for all. We're signing up for all of these free services that we get by effectively leasing and selling our data. Imagine a world where health insurance starts hiking up your premiums because you walk 1,000 steps less daily as opposed to someone else who's getting a cheaper premium. Now, anything is possible when these companies have access to all of these types of data because it gives them a whole variety of lenses to see you through. The final danger of AI is possibly the worst one, and that is autonomous warfare. Developing AI weapons is soon to become the next arms race between superpowers. While it's true that replacing soldiers with robots on the battlefield will save many lives, it also means creating a ruthless killing machine that has no compassion whatsoever. You're essentially creating a super soldier, and these soldiers will be a lot cheaper to produce and distribute compared to nuclear weapons that require hard-to-get uranium. All of a sudden, war is a lot easier to achieve with all of these AI weapons. Let's just hope that we don't see a future like this. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos about AI.